Hello, everyone, and welcome to my channel. I am Salima, and today I am going to share my honest opinions on some of these popular Korean skincare products. I have been obsessed with Asian skincare for years, and I've tried so many products over the years that I finally know what works for me. All the products I'm sharing today have been in my routine for months. I wanted to give them a proper test drive before sharing my thoughts with you guys. Now, regarding my skin type, I have very dry and eczema prone skin, which means that it can get itchy, red, and flaky easily. I also deal with some skin texture and dull complexion. Now, while I don't get acne, my skin is prone to congestion and I get these pesky little white heads from time to time. So I have to make sure that whatever product I am using doesn't suffocate and congest my skin. So now that you know my skin type and my skin concerns, let's jump in this video and see if these popular Korean skincare products are worth the hype. Okay, let's start with cleansing oils. I actually bought this Anua Heartleaf Pore Control Cleansing Oil by accident. When I saw Pore Control, I was worried it might be too drying for my skin. But thankfully, it's not. It does a great job at removing makeup and sunscreen, and I don't feel any greasy residue afterwards. The only downside is that it doesn't completely remove waterproof mascara. I usually have to use a separate eye makeup remover for that. But other than that, I really like the thin consistency. It rinses off easily, which is a big plus for me. This round lab cleansing oil is also very similar to the Anua one. It's super lightweight and rinses off really easily. It emulsifies well, so you don't need to scrub too hard. I find it does a fantastic job of removing makeup and sunscreen, but just like the Anua one, it's not the best for waterproof mascara. Overall, I really like it and will definitely be repurchasing. Another makeup remover that I was so excited to discover last year is the Make Prem Balm Cleanser. It's a balm cleanser in a tube style packaging, so it's perfect for travel. I always keep it in my bag. You don't need much product at all, just a small dollop does the trick. It melts easily and removes makeup like a dream. It emulsifies well and rinses off clean without any sticky residue. I absolutely love this for travel. Next, I wanted to talk about a second step cleanser. This is the B.Lab Matcha Hydrating Foam Cleanser. Even though it's a foaming cleanser, it's incredibly gentle and doesn't feel stripping at all. It foams up beautifully, and the texture is so luxurious and creamy, it feels like a high end cleanser. Plus, it has these little bits of green tea leaves in it, which makes it feel extra special. It doesn't have much of a scent, which I appreciate, and while it cleanses effectively, it leaves my skin feeling soft and hydrated, not tight or dry. Another great second step cleanser is this one from Round Lab. It has this really interesting texture. It's like a thick cream, but it foams up beautifully. You don't need much, and it leaves your skin feeling clean but not at all tight or dry. Plus, you get a ton of product in this tube. It's huge. So, it's a really good value for the price. Definitely worth checking out. And the last cleanser I wanted to talk about is also from Round Lab, but it's from their Birch Juice line. This one is a clear gel that creates a really gentle foam. It doesn't lather up as much as their other cleanser, but it still cleanses effectively. If you have sensitive skin that gets easily irritated, this one might be a better option for you. If I have to just pick one category of Korean beauty products to keep buying, it would definitely be toners. They just do it better. They have some of the most hydrating and nourishing toners you will ever need. I am also a big fan of toners in the mist and the spray format. They're super refreshing. Speaking of which, I have three essences and six toners to chat about today. Essences are meant to be the first step in your routine, prepping your skin to soak up all the goodness from your serums and moisturizers. One essence I keep repurchasing is the Misha Time Revolution First Essence. They have reformulated it a few times, but it always delivers the same brightening effect. I am never mad about a Misha First Essence reformulation. My skin just loves it. It feels so soft and plump after using it, and the price is really reasonable. Plus, it helps smooth out my skin texture, which is a definite win. I highly recommend it. Next up, I have tried this APLB Glutathione Niacinamide Mist Essence. I was really excited about it because it contains glutathione, which is supposed to help brighten and even out your skin tone. It also has Centella asiatica, which is great for calming irritated skin. I use it consistently in my evening routine, but honestly, I didn't notice much of a difference. It felt hydrating, which is good, but that was about it. I didn't see any brightening or calming effects. Nothing that really wowed me. So I'll finish the bottle, but I probably won't repurchase. Okay, the last essence I wanted to talk about is the Haru Wonder Black Rice Hyaluronic Essence. I am a huge fan of their black rice toner, and we will talk about it in a few minutes. So, I had high hopes for this. This feels like a serum than an essence. It has a gel like texture. It absorbs quickly and smells really nice, kind of spa like. But here's the thing, it left my skin feeling tight and uncomfortable. I know it's supposed to be hydrating, but it actually made my skin feel drier. I had to quickly follow up with a toner or a moisturizer to relieve that tightness. So I will finish the bottle, but I will not repurchase it. Next up, I have been using this Klairs Fundamental Ampoule Mist, and I'm already on my second bottle. I really love it. The ingredient list is pretty simple. It uses green tea leaf water as a base, and it's the first ingredient in this mist, not just regular water, which is a nice touch. It also has ceramides and rice extract, which are great for our skin. I love how easy it is to use in my routine. It's so refreshing and hydrating. It gives my skin this beautiful glow, and it's perfect for the summer months. I think any skin type can benefit from this, but if you have really oily and dehydrated skin and you want that extra boost of hydration without the heavy feel, this is definitely worth checking out. Okay, let's talk about this Pyunkang Yule Edo Intensive Soothing Mist. This stuff is a lifesaver for me. It's so simple, it basically just feels like spraying water on your face. But don't let that fool you. This mist is incredibly effective at calming and soothing any irritation. Pyongyang Yule is known for making gentle, no frills skincare for sensitive skin, and I've honestly never been disappointed by anything from their Edo soothing line. This mist is a perfect example. It's so basic, but it does exactly what it claims to do. If you're looking for a simple yet incredibly effective way to calm your skin, this mist is a must try. Next up, I have been loving this Cosrx Ceramide Cream Mist. It's not your typical watery toner, it's more like a lightweight milky toner. It feels really hydrating without being heavy on the skin. I actually find that I can skip other toners and serums when I'm using this. It's that good. This is a fantastic option if your skin barrier is feeling compromised, if you have dry skin, or your skin is flaky and peeling because of irritation or retinoids or any other actives that you have incorporated in your routine. And let me tell you, this bottle is going to last forever. I have had mine for about 5 months and I still have a good month's worth left. Highly recommended. This R&W ceramide mist reminds me a lot of the Cosrx one. It's super hydrating and nourishing. But here's the difference. This one has a much lighter, more watery texture. If you're not a fan of that slightly thicker, creamier feel of the Cosrx mist, this R&W one might be a good alternative. It still gives you all that hydration, but it feels incredibly lightweight on the skin. Now, one of my favorite toners that is not in a mist format is this one from Haru Wonder. It is their Black Rice Hyaluronic Toner. It has a slightly thicker texture than your average toner, but it absorbs instantly. This stuff is seriously hydrating. Even on my driest days, 2 layers of this is all I need. I just top it off with my moisturizer and I wake up with the most softest, most supple skin. Plus, this bottle is going to last forever, so it's a great value. Okay, the last toner I wanted to talk about is the Kaine Kombu Balancing Ampule Toner. This toner is loaded with good stuff: 60% fermented kombucha, 8 kinds of hyaluronic acid, and even vitamin C. I had high hopes for it, but honestly, it didn't really do much for my skin. I do like the texture though. It's thicker than water, but it absorbs quickly and doesn't feel sticky at all. It reminds me a little bit of the Haru Wonder Toner. It's a good way to add a little extra hydration, but it wasn't anything groundbreaking for me. I will not repurchase. Okay, let's talk toner pads. They are huge in Korean beauty right now. It feels like every brand has their own version. I get why they are so popular. Like they're pre soaked, so they are super convenient. Just grab a pad and go. Personally, I still prefer a good toner mist, but these pads are definitely fun to use. I have tried a few different ones, and the first up is the Anua Heartleaf 77 Clear Pads. If you love the Anua Heartleaf Soothing Toner, you will love these. They basically put that amazing toner onto a handy cotton pad. The star ingredient in this is 77% heart leaf extract, which is supposed to soothe irritated skin, control sebum production, and tighten enlarged pores. As someone with dry and irritated skin, it really calms things down. And I noticed a big difference in redness and itchiness. Among all the other toner pads that I will mention today, this pad provides the most amount of exfoliation. This texture side of the pad with subtle ridges helps to gently buff away dead skin cells. Overall, I really enjoyed these pads. They're effective and easy to use. I think I might actually switch to the liquid version of this toner next. Next up, let's talk about these Abib Heartleaf toner pads. This was my first time trying anything from Abib, and I was seriously impressed. They remind me a lot of the Anua Heartleaf pads. They're both amazing at soothing irritated skin. They really help to calm things down and reduce any redness. The biggest difference I notice is that these Abib pads are absolutely drenched in toner. Like seriously drenched. Anua pads are good, but these are next level hydration. With the Anua pads, I sometimes feel like I need to follow up with an extra layer of toner, especially since my skin is on the dry side. But with these Abib pads, they're so hydrating that I often skip that extra step. I think if you have oily or combination skin, you might not notice as much of a difference. But for my dry skin, these Abib pads are a game changer. They're perfect when I want a simple and hydrating routine. Okay, next up are these Numbuzin Radiance Glowing Essence Pads. I was super curious about these because they are packed with 50 different types of fermented ingredients. One thing about me is that I love fermented ingredients in my skincare. It really helps to perk up and brighten my complexion. I have been using them every morning after cleansing and I'm almost out, but I can definitely say that they made a difference. They give my skin this subtle radiance that I love. These pads are so thin and lightweight, you can actually use them as a sheet mask if you wanted to. They adhere really well to the skin. They're nicely soaked in essence, enough to cover my whole face and even my neck. And they really hydrate and rejuvenate my skin. They're perfect for those mornings when my skin is looking dull and tired. And last but not least, we have these unique gel toner pads from Biodance. They're unlike any other pads that I have tried. They feel more like a jelly than your traditional cotton pads. There is a bit of a learning curve though. They're a little slippery, so you might need to get used to of handling them. I wouldn't recommend using them as a sheet mask. They just don't stay put. If you're looking for a Biodance sheet mask experience, you should definitely try their viral TikTok sheet mask. These pads are packed with good stuff: collagen, peptides, hyaluronic acid for hydration, allantoin to soothe any irritation, and glycomyces ferment filtrate to brighten up a dull complexion. They leave my skin feeling dewy and plump, which is why I love to use them before doing my makeup. The next category is serums and ampules, and I wanted to start with these two ampules from the brand called Ampoule N. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. First, let's talk about this ceramide shot ampule. Look at the size of this bottle. It's 100 ml and it's huge. You are going to be using this for ages. It's packed with ceramides, cholesterol, allantoin, and niacinamide, all the good stuff for strengthening your skin barrier. I use this whenever I'm using any actives like AHAs, BHAs, or retinol, and it acts like a protective layer for my skin. I get no irritation whatsoever. It's so nourishing, but it absorbs quickly and doesn't feel heavy. I feel like it's a comfort food for my skin. Love it. The other ampule from Ampoule N is called the Peptide Shot Ampule 2X. Peptides are amazing for your skin. They help to plump it up and smooth out the fine lines. This is a great way to start your anti aging journey, even if you are in your early 20s. I have been using this for about 6 months and I'm almost out. You might notice these little white bits in the bottle. They're actually peptides. They dissolve as you rub it in. It's super hydrating and I use it almost every day. I don't have any wrinkles yet, so I can't speak to that, but it definitely leaves my skin feeling plump and bouncy. I highly recommend it. Next, I wanted to talk about the popular VT Riedel Shot 100. This has been all over social media ever since it was launched, so I got influenced and bought it from YesStyle. This serum is supposed to mimic microneedling at home. It has these tiny spicules or needles that help your skincare ingredients to penetrate deep into the skin. I find this concept to be very unique, so I was excited to try it out. Unfortunately, it didn't work for me, and I know I am most likely the only person who don't like or recommend this product. Every review that I've seen on the internet has been raving about this product, so just keep that in mind. Whenever I apply this to my skin, the prickly feeling I get makes me super uncomfortable. Like, I don't feel like reaching for it at all. But I pushed myself to use it, and it proved to be so wrong. It ended up giving me the worst eczema flare around my eyes. I know this is not meant to be used around the eye area, and trust me, I have done everything to make sure that I prevent those tiny spicules from migrating toward my eye area, but it was impossible. The idea of boosting the effectiveness of my other products sounded great, but I wasn't comfortable using it with actives like AHAs or BHAs or retinoids. So I tried it with just hydrating products, but it still irritated my skin. Overall, I wouldn't recommend it, but I know a lot of people love it. Next up is this Skin 1004 Centella Ampule. You know how sometimes you don't realize how much you rely on a product until it's gone? That's exactly what happened with this one. It has this really lightweight, watery texture, but it's incredibly hydrating, nourishing, and calming. It helps keep my skin barrier strong even when I'm using actives like AHAs or retinoids. I notice a real difference. My skin is less red and less irritated overall. This is probably my third time repurchasing it, so that should tell you something. I highly recommend giving it a try, especially if you live in a hot and humid climate and you want something calming and soothing, but not very heavy on the skin. Moving on, I wanted to talk about an ampule that is relatively newer addition to my collection. It's the CNP Laboratory Propolis Energy Active Ampule. I've been using it since last 2 months, and you can see that I have half a bottle worth of product left. This has a slightly viscous texture compared to the Skin 1004 ampule, and it uses propolis to calm irritated skin. I find this to be deeply moisturizing on the skin, even more so than the Skin 1004 ampules or the two Ample and ampules that I just talked about. This is also an expensive product. You get 35 ml for about $50. I do enjoy this serum during this fall and winter season, but I'm still not sure if I will repurchase it given that I have tried a lot of calming and soothing products that can help me achieve similar results at a much better price point. Speaking of deeply moisturizing ampule, this Ter ceramic milk ampule is the most moisturizing and nourishing ampule that I will talk about in today's video. It has a thicker consistency, but you only need a tiny bit. This instantly gives your skin that glass skin like effect. It makes me look so juicy and glowy. As someone with dry skin, I think I will only be able to use it during the colder months because it feels heavy on the skin. I know heavy sounds negative, but whenever I'm using it, I can skip moisturizer. Thankfully, it didn't congest my skin and I love to continue using it. But it is one of those products that I will only use during fall and winter. If you have oily skin, this might be a bit too heavy. You might prefer something lighter like the Skin 1004 or the Ample and Ampules. Next, I wanted to share my thoughts around the Medipil Glutathione Ampule. It has glutathione and niacinamide for brightening and peptides for hydration and well aging. I've been using it for a few months and I'm almost out. To be honest, I'm not blown away by it. It's hydrating, which is good, but I didn't notice any significant brightening or any real difference in my skin tone. It didn't cause any irritation, which is great, but I don't think I will be repurchasing it. There are other ampules out there that I prefer. And the last product in this category that I wanted to talk about is another product from Ter. It is their SOS serum. This reminds me a lot of the Purito unscented serum. It's super hydrating and calming on the skin. It uses polyglutamic acid, which is amazing for deep hydration. It also has peptides for anti aging and a bunch of soothing ingredients. So, if you have sensitive skin, dehydrated skin, or any skin type really, I think you will really enjoy this product. It also doesn't contain niacinamide, so it is a good option for people who are trying to avoid niacinamide in their skincare. And the last category I wanted to talk about in this video is sunscreens and moisturizers. First, let's talk about the sunscreen by the brand Beauty of Joseon. They have the Relief Sunscreen and the Relief Aqua Fresh Sunscreen. Both are SPF 50 plus, PA 4 pluses, and they're chemical sunscreen. The original Relief Sunscreen has a more lotiony texture. It's super moisturizing and leaves a nice dewy finish, which my dry skin loves. During the summer months, I can skip moisturizer and just use this sunscreen. And then during the colder months, I pair this with a lightweight moisturizer. I have no problem with this sunscreen pilling. It pairs well with all types of foundations and primers that I apply on top. This is a sunscreen that I use on a day to day basis when I'm outside running an errand, when I'm commuting for work, and I haven't noticed any tanning or burning of my skin. This is definitely not a sunscreen that I will wear when I'm going to beach or when I anticipate a lot of sweating. For that, I use a waterproof sunscreen. Beauty of Joseon later came out with a lighter version of their Relief sunscreen, which is called the Aquafresh sunscreen. It has more of a lightweight, essence like consistency and it absorbs instantly. Once it absorbs into the skin, it gives a natural finish. I almost cannot tell that I am wearing a sunscreen. It is super lightweight and feels refreshing. Both of these sunscreen don't leave a white cast on my tan complexion, which is awesome. I think if you have more of a dry skin type, you will enjoy the original Relief sunscreen. But if you have combo or oily skin, you will love their new Aquafresh version. By the way, you guys, I could totally do a whole dedicated video to some of my favorite Asian sunscreens. Would you be interested in seeing that? Let me know in the comments down below. For my moisturizer, I wanted to share another product from Haru that I absolutely love. It is their Centella and Peptide Concentrate Cream. This has been one of my favorite skincare discovery of 2024 and it is my second jar. I keep going back to it. It has this thick, velvety texture that feels incredibly rich and indulgent on my skin. As someone with dry skin, I just love that. However, it doesn't feel heavy at all. It absorbs quickly and leaves my skin looking so glowy and plump. During the summer, I was using this as my nighttime moisturizer along with retinol. But now that it's winter, I can easily wear it during the day too. It's lightweight but still incredibly hydrating. The key ingredients here are centella, peptides, ceramides, squalane, and caffeine, all amazing for brightening and calming and soothing your skin. But for me, centella is a hero ingredient here. My skin loves it. It just magically calms down any kind of irritation I get. The only thing is, I wish it came in a jumbo size. I would go through it so much faster otherwise. But seriously, if you haven't tried it, you need to. And that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it and found it helpful. Let me know in the comments what other Asian skincare and makeup videos you would like to see. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. Stay healthy, stay beautiful, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.